What's up, guys, and welcome to the Pete's Basement Extras Age of Ultron review. First of all, spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. The cheese is flashing in front of the screen right now.
And when we're done, more spoilers.
So if you have not seen the movie, pause this right now, go out and see the movie, and then come back and watch this. Because we're about to talk through this entire fucking movie. You don't want to see this if you haven't actually watched Age of Ultron yet. And if you haven't, really, what are you waiting for?
Seriously.
This movie is fucking awesome! What's that dirty
whiskey
ass
burp.
look? That is whiskey and lamb burger. Spicy lamb
oregano and whiskey.
Ah,
That's
it's
impressive.
delicious. Okay, first of all, we all know what the fuck is going on. Ultron, you know, is created from the Chitauri was the, you know, like, we all kept looking at them things like that looks like a robot, but it's alive at the same time in the first movie. Was I the only one who had that thought?
Yeah. The big ass Chitauri the carrier thing.
The giant fucking flying snake worm thing.
Yeah.
And even the soldiers looked like they were machines, but they were fucking alien creatures.
Well, actually, not necessarily. Well, no, I think they actually were more machine than they were alien because they all shut down as soon as
right,
Tony
they had
took
that
out
hive mind thing going on for themselves. So this movie explored much more of that, and we find out that there is an artificial intelligence within the Chitauri, you know, mainframe or whatever, and the hive mind
inside
or
the
something.
scepter.
So that is the basis on which Stark builds Ultron, which is pretty fucking awesome. They had the idea for an AI beforehand. They never, you know, had the ability to turn it into fruition. Now they did, and as soon as they do, he kills Jarvis.
Right.
Poor Jarvis.
And then, you know, then you've got the scene where he comes into the party and everything.
Yeah, which we already saw. If you haven't seen,
A million
seen
times
that,
in the previews anyway.
Right.
The dialogue was a little bit different. Obviously, it was spliced together.
Yeah.
But fucking awesome. Hawkeye had the best lines in the whole movie.
Absolutely, yeah.
The city is flying. The city is flying. We're fighting an army of robots, and I have a bow and arrow. Nothing makes sense.
Yeah, it worked so well because it was him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had such great delivery. When Quicksilver was like, better keep up, old man, he's like, no one would know. No one would know. It's like, oh, whatever happened to that Quicksilver guy? It's like, last I saw, Ultron was sitting on him. Gonna miss him, that quick little bastard. And it was those mumbled lines that made the whole movie fucking awesome.
And you can barely hear him over everybody else in the theater guffawing at how funny that scene was because it was
Robert
great.
Downey Jr., man.
Yeah.
But, please be a secret door. Please be a secret door. Yay! It was so childish.
Yeah, it was.
He's like, all right, fellas, like, really, stop. We're going to have a talk. He's like, shoots them all. I was like, all right, good talk.
Good talk.
No, it wasn't.
This is phase 3.
This is now beginning phase 3. Avengers Age of Ultron officially ends phase 2.
It's like all these movies led up to this, and where they're just very comfortable, and it just flows very wonderfully. It was just.
So where the hell are they going now?
Oh, Wakanda.
Yeah, obviously.
What kind
They weren't even like subtle about it. No Easter egg. It was like a pie in the face. Wakanda.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And then that little. I hope a lot of people saw it. Ulysses.
The what?
Ulysses.
Oh, Claw.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was no...
Well, the show isn't even fast. It wasn't exactly...
I mean, you should have known it just from looking at IMDb that Gollum, homeboy that played Gollum, was Ulysses Claw.
Yeah.
And, you know, fucking Ultron cut his hand off, and, you know, now he'll get that little sonic scepter thingy that he does.
Yeah.
Eventually, because, I mean, that was one thing.
Andy Serkis hulked the fuck out.
Andy Serkis, thank you.
Yeah,
he hulked the fuck out for
Homeboy
this
was a
film.
twerp for Gollum. Now he's jacked up like the rest of them.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was like...
The fight scenes in this movie were off the hook, man.
They were absolutely unbelievable, and yet they still managed to keep every individual character have their own almost even amount of face time.
That's Whedon for you, man. He's got that skill just to give everybody an equal amount of time on screen and to operate with all of them on screen at the same time.
Right.
You know, you don't feel choked by any particular character.
No.
And to use all of the characters at once, like fucking Cap throwing the shield and Thor taking the hammer. Boom.
That was nice.
That was sick, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the level of teamwork that was that was used.
Absolutely was on point. Bar none, fucking ridiculously amazing.
Or even that one scene in the opening sequence when they're taking down all the Hydra
the way
soldiers.
they were kind of flowing through the whole thing, and it was almost like one continuous shot. Salud. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Thank you.
Bodily function boy over there.
There's no way to mute this. They're going to hear that. Sorry, folks.
They're going to hear it 2 weeks from now.
And it was like one continuous shot all flowing throughout, and that was what really made it like so wild.
Yeah. It was just goes like, oh my god, they're all right there.
And
like,
you didn't actually have to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to, appreciate this. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. only connected to the opening sequence. Just in case any of you guys have not seen S.H.I.E.L.D., it was only about them tracking down Baron Strucker.
Yeah.
That was it. And then now Strucker's dead, so I wonder how this episode is going to affect that.
That was one problem I kind of had with that. They bitched out Strucker really fast.
Yeah.
And he's not even a threat. Like they just can't.
He could have been made a lot worse,
Right? Yeah. I think it would have been cool to actually have him just escape and not be found out by Ultron and the twins.
Or at least go out fighting.
Something.
Right.
He kind of bitched.
He really bitched. He bitched himself.
No surrender. I am going to surrender. You pussy.
It wasn't a fanatical Nazi like we know and love.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. So
yeah, that was it wasn't a perfect movie by any stretch. I wouldn't put it as more epic than the first one, and that may be because that was the first one and this was the first time we saw everybody together. Yeah. So it holds a more special place in at least my heart for the fucking whole list. But it was definitely amazing. It was definitely worth the wait. It was worth the hype. Everything about it was great. That being said, I have a couple of minor complaints. To me, and let me know if you guys agree with this, hit us up, questions@Pete'sBasement.com, Facebook.com/Pete'sBasement, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter @Pete'sBasement. But it seemed to me that some of the scenes kind of came out of nowhere, or that there should have been more to it. Like when the twins were walking into the church where Ultron was. Why are you there? Right. He said something to the effect of like, "Oh, you called me," or "I called to you," or something like that. I missed what it was. But why the fuck are they walking in there? Like they saw the lights on or something? There's like some commotion going on outside, but they're just walking in arbitrarily.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't. That seemed to just hit me out of the blue.
You just wanted a 3-hour Avenger movie.
I did, and the fact is,
why wouldn't you?
Thor's vision in the pool.
That was very, very abrupt.
When all you saw was like a couple of gems and a flash of the gauntlet, and that was it. And like, that what? Huh? More.
Yeah.
And the original cut of the movie was 3 hours and 1 minute, and now they cut it down to 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Right.
I want that extra 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed for a
They better release for a Blu-ray.
Lord of the Rings, special edition extended Blu-ray. Something. Yep. Give me the rest of my movie. First of all, Tom Hiddleston, they made such a big stink about him being in the movie because all the ladies love him and everything.
Nowhere to be found. Yeah.
Nowhere to be found. But he's still in the credits. So what's up?
Sorry.
Please silence your cell phones.
It usually is silent. I apologize. But the Yankees won, by the way.
Oh, good.
Awesome. Thank you.
So that was my one complaint about that was it seemed like, the movie still worked, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Right, it still flowed nicely, but a couple of scenes, like you said,
it left you wanting more. Like,
yeah.
wait, how, give me the rest of that.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I guess I would call a complaint was Ultron, to me, was so human. It was so sarcastic. You said he was like an evil Tony.
Yeah.
Which I guess is how they intended him to be and how he was intended to be written.
I just don't think it works.
I never read the character like that. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I thought James Spader did a great job, and the character was fucking just cold, calculating, and all around like an asshole.
Yeah.
He was a jerk.
Yeah.
I never read the character like that in any of the stories. Like in my head, he never sounded like that. The sarcasm took me by surprise.
Right.
He didn't seem like a machine that was capable of sarcasm. But I guess as you evolve, sure, why not? I guess your AI is evolving. So I mean, I can convince myself to buy into it.
Yeah, okay.
But he struck me as just a colder, more mechanical creation, a villain.
Well, yeah, it's a hybrid of basically the Chitauri essence, for lack of a better term, or the Chitauri AI.
And
Taking what it knew of Tony Stark from
that beginning
Jarvis.
sequence, and he was looking like Tony, and he's reviewing like everything that he's ever done, kind of thing.
Exactly. So he takes on his personality. I wasn't exactly too keen on that whole blending because I thought the dialogue left a little bit to be desired. I would have expected Ultron to be a little bit more menacing.
Right. That's what I think I lost out on.
Yeah.
Was that whole scene where like, well, if you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, that doesn't sound like something he'd say. And it was like, oh, I'm glad you asked. Just give me a chance to explain my evil plan. Zap. Doesn't seem like something I'd get from Ultron.
In the comic books. But
Right, and I know it's a totally different
thing.
But the thing
is, though, is that he looks so badass and he looks so menacing. Yeah. Every successive form that he takes and creates, even the hyper armored one at the end.
I wanted
juiced up one.
I wanted to see. Remember in the commercial, like they show the fucking like the vibranium like leaking off of him when he closes his hand. That's what I wanted. I wanted a scene where he like dove into a pool of liquid vibranium. I wanted more.
I know you want more. You want a 5-hour.
I want a 5-hour movie. Yeah. I would have sat there, give me one intermission just to go take a leak. Because I'm sorry, I had to fucking piss for like the last hour and a half of the movie, and I'm like, I'm not going nowhere.
And he had to piss right before too. It was pretty funny.
Fuck, man.
Full bladder.
Probably.
2 problems.
Okay.
The size of his fist.
Ultron's mouthpiece moved like lips.
Yeah.
No.
But
it should have just been.
Yes, it fucking bugged me.
See, well,
there was the one scene like the close-up where you really like, oh, he's got robot lips
and robot teeth.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, is that we were pretty damn close. We could have used maybe a row or two back, but you get in tight on the animation, and it's all these little moving parts that are actually making the mouth. I thought that was actually some really cool attention to detail to make it look a little bit more human and more not form fitting, but you get the idea. Because what is Iron Man's suit comprised of? Billions and billions of moving parts constantly. Like all the different control surfaces moving around, so it's just a natural progression. So I don't have really too much of a problem with it, but also like you don't need teeth. Like I can get the moving mouth, but what's with the teeth?
But they were talking about him evolving and becoming more human,
right?
Which is why he created the Vision in the first place. Was intended to be his body?
Which is my second problem.
Okay.
And you know what I'm talking about.
Well, it's spoiler ridden, so you can feel free to just say it for everybody.
Why did Vision lift up Thor's hammer? Now, I understand this is pretty much valid.
Ramon takes a personal offense to this because he's the hugest Thor fan I know.
That a fat joke?
No, it's not a fat joke.
Look, my problem is, one, he's a fucking robot. He shouldn't be able to lift it.
Right.
I know he's a little more than a robot, especially in a movie, but no, he shouldn't. But there's he's a 1 day old.
And he's naive or whatever, and he's innocent.
But earlier on in the movie, we see Cap nudge it.
Right.
Right.
So then this comes around.
How are you going to have Vision lift the shit before Cap does?
Yes.
Right.
Cap will probably lift it by Infinity War.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome if Vision wouldn't have. Yes.
Right.
Right.
Because now it kind of bitches that whole scene out with Cap lifting it.
Right.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Cap should have lifted it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
While wearing an Iron Man armor.
I see why
there you go.
They had Vision do it,
It makes sense.
story-wise.
It does make
It was
sense.
the only way they were going to trust him.
Yeah.
Right.
And what I especially loved was that at the end, they already anticipated the lame-ass fanboy response, which was, well, I mean, he's mechanical. It doesn't count. You put the hammer in an elevator, the elevator goes up.
No, they answered that by putting the mind gem in his forehead. So I don't know. I mean, see the one thing that I don't get is the fact that
they juiced him up so fucking hard in this. Like, he was never that powerful. He never had the mind gem or anything like that.
Well, no, he never had the mind gem, but he always had the gem beam, the crystal beam, and his intangibility, which was fucking awesome. The way they did that, that was awesome. But the thing is once
completely
again,
unexplained. Like he just started pushing his fist through motherfuckers.
Right. Yeah. So, everybody who knows the Vision knows he can do that shit. So that's really, I think that's kind of like a pat on the shoulder to all the hardcore fanboys out there. Mm-hmm. So, but the thing is that Tony Stark and Bruce Banner create Ultron, and then they wind up creating the Vision with Jarvis. Now, I don't think it's because Tony himself is not worthy. I don't think anything that he creates should be worthy either. But the thing is, though, is that he managed to create a program in Jarvis that is 10 times the man he will ever be, just because of just the way he programmed him.
And Paul Bettany's British, so it automatically makes him just like a better person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I have to say, Paul Bettany looked badass.
Yo, the whole concept of it, like, he just killed everything about it. Whether it was the personality of the character, the innocence, the naivety of the character. I also liked,
which is the way he was portrayed in the comic books for a very long time.
Right.
Entirely.
He's an android. He doesn't know anything.
Right.
Like, he flies up to the window and then he decides to put clothes on. No, wouldn't happen that way. And it's already not happened that way.
No.
Batman can't lift the hammer. Superman can lift the hammer. Wonder Woman can lift the hammer.
Right.
I don't think Wonder Woman should.
Why not? Wonder Woman's a warrior born.
She's more pure than Superman is.
Do you think so?
My opinion, yeah.
She's a killer, but still, I mean, I'm sure Thor is.
She's a killer with a heart of gold.
Fucking trolls and goblins. And
I can understand Superman, but not Wonder Woman.
Well, Wonder Woman comes from more mythology than Superman ever will, so that I can accept that.
So back to Vision in a minute.
Yes.
So he flies out to the window, puts his clothes on,
which is sick,
and then he looks at Thor like he's like, I want that shit too, man. Fuck this no capes thing. Capes work. Capes work. Hell yeah.
Just don't fly in front of a jet.
Thank you.
And actually, it was not supposed to be Paul Bettany playing Vision.
Because he's already in the
Marvel has this odd rule that when you play one character, you can't play another.
Right.
And
so the odds on Vin Diesel being blackballed are pretty slim.
Thank you.
I'm hoping that it's a rumor.
God,
What?
You want him as...
No, I'm hoping it's just a rumor.
Okay, good.
I get why they would want him purely for the voice, but he doesn't have the look of Black
Fuck the voice.
And
Anybody
he's 4'2".
He's actually shorter than you.
Joss Whedon had to really campaign hard for Paul Bettany to be the Vision. He's like, no, he'll be perfect for it. And that was the whole basis of the plot line was we'll implement Jarvis into the Vision, which was not originally supposed to happen either.
Oh, okay.
Whedon,
but I love the idea.
It's fantastic. It worked so well. It worked brilliantly.
Yeah.
And the fact that he has campaigned so hard for a lot of the scenes in these movies that have been nothing short of timeless. The fight between the Hulk and Loki in part 1 when he ground and pound.
Yeah.
He argued hard for that. And because the producers or whatever didn't want it in the movie, he's like, no, this will be brilliant to do this.
Because the thing is, it's like he's grandstanding. You're like, is he really Oh, shit!
Yeah.
One of the coolest things I found was it's called Marvelous Facts on Instagram. So I learned that, and I learned a bunch of other shit about the way it's great. Followed them. Well worth it. What do you... Realistically, I know he shouldn't have lifted it before Thor.
Yeah.
Before Captain America, which really...
I agree with that.
If Cap does lift the hammer now, it's like, okay, well, Vision did it too.
Yeah.
And now all the moviegoers who don't know any better are like, doesn't mean anything. How do you, story-wise, he had to be juiced up this much, being given the Infinity Stone and everything, because now we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
He's going to get killed. Thanos is going to rip that shit out of his head.
Well, he's still a machine, so they can still kind of repair him.
Right.
Right, yeah.
But they'll have to
doesn't seem like he's reliant on the Mind Gem.
No, it's not the source of his life
power or personality or anything like that.
Well, actually, I think it is a source of some of his power. It's a source of his intangibility. It's a source of that ray. But in essence, I mean, because he's going to be mostly made of vibranium, he's going to be a tough mother. Yeah, with or without that gem. I think Thanos would probably find a way. They might find a way to extract it from him without killing him.
Thanos would need another gem to grab that shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Now let's talk about the fucking final scene. It was fine. I'll do it myself.
Right, and he puts on the gauntlet.
Fucking sick.
Yeah.
Absolutely sick. Nice. There are still 2 gems to be accounted for, which are the Soul Gem and the Time Gem.
Yep.
As far as I know, the Soul Gem exists somewhere within Adam Warlock or something like that. He has some sort of very special relationship with it, and if you guys know what it is, please hook me up. Questions@Pete'sBasement.com. Just title that shit Adam Warlock or something so I can read it. What do you think he'll go for first?
Which ones does he have so far?
He doesn't have any yet.
He doesn't have any of them.
No.
Okay.
Right now, just to run down a quick review, the Space Gem is the one that was in
Guardians of the Galaxy?
No.
Or no.
The Space Gem is the Cosmic Cube.
Right.
Tesseract.
And that's in Asgard, the Tesseract.
Yeah.
Right.
I like the fact that they broke it in this.
Yes.
And showed the
it's
stone.
the thing in the middle. Makes a lot of sense. So people who are wondering, why the fuck isn't it a gem?
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. So the Tesseract is the Space Gem because that opens portals to anywhere, anytime.
Yes.
That's in Asgard in Odin's throne room, or in his treasure room.
Yeah.
The Reality Gem, which was the gooey shit from Thor: The Dark World,
The red one,
which converts all of the realities together. That's with the Benicio del Toro,
The Collector, yeah.
which was given to him at the end of Thor 2. The Power Gem, which was in Guardians of the Galaxy,
Nova
is
Corps.
also with. Oh no, that's right. That's the one with the Nova Corps.
Yeah.
Right.
On
Sorry.
Xandar.
Which would be awesome if he just destroys that planet and that introduces Richard Rider.
Yes, it does.
But whatever.
That's where I think they're gonna go with that.
Let's hope. Anyways.
Yeah.
And they'll
that's
do
3.
some sort of, Abin Sur kind of flees to Earth and take the power of the Nova Corps with you.
Oh
kind
man,
of
if they do that right, I'm gonna go to that movie cosplaying as fucking Nova. I'll do it.
And the last one
The mind one.
is with Vision.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So we've still got time and Soul.
Yeah, time and soul.
You think Thanos going after the gem is why it is called Ragnarok?
Ooh.
I mean, I would love to see Surtur, whatever his name
It's
is.
definitely going to be Surtur because that's where Odin is being held. I have no doubt in my mind that Loki gave Odin to Surtur.
That's fucked up. Yeah. That's like, damn. Some daddy issues there.
Because what I'm really hoping goes on with these movies is that they play themselves out with the whole movie, and then at the end, Thanos shows up and be like, fuck all of you bitches. That's mine.
Oh yeah, like he arranges some shit to distract them all.
Or even if it doesn't, he just shows up at the end, bitch slaps everybody, and just takes his shit.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love for them to figure out some way, shape, or form to bring the Silver Surfer into the conflict.
It's never gonna happen.
I know it's never gonna happen,
I
but
wish they would just throw money. Just Disney would just see
They tried, man.
a blank
Fox
check.
said fuck
What's
you.
the number? Because
Yeah.
they would do so well with. Come on, imagine Avengers Tower, and then in the far back you see the Baxter Building.
Well, you'll get Fantastic
now that the
Four before you
Avengers
get
are in
X-Men.
now that the Avengers main facility is now in upstate New York, that's not gonna happen.
Okay,
New Avengers
yes.
facility. Let's talk
Thank
about
you
that
for
a
bringing it
minute.
up. Am I the only one that noticed like a big FU to like the mutants in this?
Oh yeah.
They killed a mutant, Quicksilver.
Sure.
Right.
They killed a human.
Yes. Well, no, she's not a human. They tested on them.
Well,
The Tesseract creations.
but no, they're enhanced. I believe they're going to be Inhumans.
Oh, okay.
I think that.
Oh, that they're gonna portray the twins as Inhumans.
Inhumans.
Okay.
There's an upstate headquarters,
Right.
which is like, hello, Westchester.
Westchester.
I mean, come on. And this place, Sarkovia, the floating island.
Genosha.
No.
No,
Asteroid
Asteroid
M
M.
or Utopia.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm like, ooh. Huh. So I was like, damn.
Can we talk about a lack of a certain web slinger in the final scene, please?
No.
What the fuck, man? Here's my take on this for a second.
It's too soon.
It's not too soon.
Listen,
No, there's no such thing as too
you
soon.
want to see Spider-Man now and wait how many years?
If you're fucking Scarlett Johansson and you accidentally come on her face before you even get it in there, that's too soon. Or you don't even get your pants off yet. You just see her tits, like, bam, done. See you later. That's too soon. This shit, because we
He
already
sounds like
know-
he's speaking from experience.
Yeah.
Listen, if you can even get Scarlett Johansson, you're good. Fucking, here's my problem.
Call me.
We already know that Spidey is confirmed for Civil War. This is without a doubt, it's gonna happen. So surprise us beforehand.
Right.
Give us something beforehand that where you
I
say,
think-
"Holy shit!"
I think the problem is that the majority of the movie was already finished before I believe negotiations even started to try to even get that far.
Could
with
have
Spider-Man.
added this little motherfucker into a fucking final scene somewhere. Thankfully, that last scene that went on the internet was fake, where he's like, "You missed a spot," like somebody's just wiping the windows. Somebody cleverly and very well done.
That was awesome. That
I didn't see that actually.
I was glad that was fake. I wanted it to be more epic, more dramatic than he's just, you missed a spot. That was idiotic.
I loved the scene at the end where they showed they're not really the new Avengers, but they're going to be the new additions to the team.
Right.
Yeah.
For a bit, they're going to be the new Avengers.
How do you feel about this squad?
It's a B-list.
It is B-list.
It's not a very powerful list.
I mean, they make a point of saying, like, they're not the 27 Yankees. Realistic here.
Yeah.
And if anybody unfamiliar with the 27 Yankees, just Google Murderers Row.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
It's just the only power really there
is Vision now and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Other than that,
you've got fighters.
Yeah, Secret Avengers, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And War Machine.
Here's another thing. Like, what the fuck happened to Anthony Mack at the end of the movie? Like, they got War Machine in. They couldn't bring in the Falcon, too?
They did.
No, they did bring in Falcon.
No, I'm saying
the fight scene.
Yeah, the fight scene.
Oh, no.
Okay.
He's looking for...
Did we not just want to send the black guys out to fight? Is that the fucking problem?
He's looking for the missing person.
Operation Get Behind the Darkies?
Awesome.
What?
Well, I mean, realistically, unless he
Nick Fury comes to save the day, we send War Machine out. Where the fuck's Anthony Mack? Come on.
I like
it. I mean, I guess probably because he was just nowhere to be found or never bothered to link up with Nick Fury when he went to go get that helicarrier. Where the fuck did that come from?
That was great.
It was awesome, but the thing is that they're in wherever Sokovia. How do you think Falcon's gonna get there on his own with that suit?
I just flew in from New York.
And boy, am I tired.
2 Pete's.
Yeah.
What can I tell you? All right. Jonathan Moreno hit us up with a couple of questions based on the movie that we couldn't ask in the regular show because spoilers. What did you guys think of Agent Coulson still being dead in the movie but alive in the TV show? I think it's weird because it doesn't give people a reason to watch the TV show, which is very good. I would have liked for them to see Coulson in this movie. I really would have.
You wrote it down too, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. Thank you,
sir. They should have had him show up on the helicarrier.
Yeah.
And be part of the command.
Like,
no, that would take away from it because he's dead and he was such a big impact to them.
Right.
So for the story-wise, I understand.
Inspired
but for continuity between the movie and the TV show, it's not good.
He's got to come back at some point because
he has to.
We've already been promised that Mockingbird is amongst the many, many characters in Infinity War. She is joining the team. She's going to join this new Avengers team eventually.
Infinity War seems very busy.
Yes. It'll work. It'll work. The Defenders, too, are going to be in it. But the point being, if Mockingbird is in it and whomever else is introduced through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the cast of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to have to make their way to the movies.
Right.
I would love to see Chloe Bennett's Quake in the new Avengers team.
Naked.
Working naked would be one thing, sure.
Naked would be awesome.
But working side by side with these guys, that would be fucking epic and something that's never been done before for a TV show to link that hard to a movie.
Yeah.
Fucking
I agree
sick.
with that.
So I see your point, though.
It would be nice seeing Tony Stark working on Deathlock.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, and Deathlock running around in like more of the traditional chrome and fucking like maybe a dark red or like a crimson outfit.
Which would work perfectly because Tony Stark looks red.
Sure.
Yep.
See how everything comes together?
Why are we writing shit?
I don't know why we're not. We should be. Joss Whedon, hire us.
Please.
Call us.
Seriously. Yeah, no, so they have to eventually find out that he's alive, and I think it should have a really big impact on them to find out.
Yeah.
And it might be a negative one. They might find out. What if they find out in Civil War? This is the reason that they yell at Fury, like, you've kept this from us this whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's an interesting point to be made. Jonathan also wanted to know, eventually they're going to introduce all of these characters in Inhumans, and people are going to be like, who the fuck is that? So all the talk from people who only watch the movies will be void. I agree. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've definitely heard people say, like, oh, I only watch the movies. He's never said it. He simply says, I haven't watched the TV show yet, which is acceptable. You should catch up as soon as humanly possible, though. Especially now with a new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show being written. There's going to be a spin-off of that.
Okay.
So which they're doing like a Mockingbird kind of...
And they're still doing Agent Carter.
Yes, Agent Carter's coming back for season 2, and there's also going to be a Mockingbird spin-off, which is going to be like a kind of a Secret Avengers, Black Ops type of thing.
Okay. Well, once I get caught up on Game of Thrones,
it is definitely time.
All right.
What?
Game of Thrones.
I'm sorry. I know. I'll get to it eventually.
He doesn't know he's missing.
At least I'm beating him on something.
What season you up to?
Season 2.
Okay. All right, let's wrap this up.
All right, guys. We hope you have enjoyed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was like, Agents of Ultron. That's what I'm about to say. We hope you enjoyed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Age of Ultron, whatever the frig I'm trying to say here. Let us know what you thought. Questions at Pete'sBasement.com, Facebook.com/Pete'sBasement. And, of course, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're also going to do season finale reviews of The Flash, Arrow, Gotham, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in about 2 weeks when it comes out.
And iZombie when it fucking finishes, because he doesn't do... Yeah, whatever.
I'll not watch it
thank
at
you.
all. I'm
Don't
going to promise it. All in all, Age of Ultron was amazing.
It is.
Oh, yeah,
Hawkeye stole the show for me.
Yeah, he's got a family.
Yeah.
He's got a family.
I love the fact that it was like the ultimate version of Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And it's
Very,
off the
very
books
good.
and nobody knows.
He's kind of retired now. You know, he left the team. Maybe, hopefully he comes back for Infinity War, which I don't see why he wouldn't.
I hope that's what he does. He only comes back for the big movies, and the rest of the time, he's,
a family man.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Guys, we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, and make sure you tune into the regular show as well. That's coming out Tuesday. Gentlemen, there are whiskeys here for each of you.
Yes, sir. Oh, here we go.
Whiskey and gator water. That's a
Much
lot of water.
success.
Water?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not a shot. I
splash.
mean, you can have fucking fun with it.
To much success.
Thank you.
To much continued success. And
To much success and groupie sex.
Nice.
hopefully that's...
Barbecue, titties. I will text you every day.
Preferably not barbecued titties, because then you kind of sound like a crazy person.
You wouldn't put some barbecue sauce on a titty?
No, I meant barbecued titties.
Oh, no. That's a waste of titty.
Nah.
Don't let a titty go to waste.
It's true.
Oh, my God. It's going to be on every episode now, isn't it?
All right, here we go.